Hello, and you're welcome along to the shed. Hashtag Irish Bulls Mafia with me, Trevor. It's Wednesday morning here. I'm doing the Tuesday podcast again for a second time because for some reason, must be the Googles around me here, the ghostly Googles. The sound didn't record last night, so hopefully now everything is back in order and ready to go. So what I did last night was I just reviewed Week 8, talked about a few things that happened in the NFL. So I'm going to do the same again now, and just update whatever is happening and give my thoughts on certain things. So I'm going to start with the Thursday night football from Week 8, which was the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. I had tipped the Vikings to win. They were 5-1. Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Co were flying. The Rams were missing and badly missing Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and Matthew Stafford was starting to struggle with what he had left. But both of them players returned on Thursday night, and they blew the Minnesota Vikings away. What was scary is the Minnesota Vikings defense has been one of the better parts of their team, stopping teams, and the Rams put up 30 points, no bother. And it was great to see Puka Nacua back and Cooper Kupp, but Puka had this amazing catch on the sideline, and it's good to have him back in the NFL, and it's good to have the Rams back competing again. The Vikings will have to reboot, and they've had a bad couple of weeks, but like ourselves, we got over it, so it's up to them now to see can they move on and improve as well. Then on Sunday came a huge shock. The Cleveland Browns beat the Baltimore Ravens 29-24. Deshaun Watson is out. I don't think there's many sad Cleveland fans about that. Sorry he's injured, but he's out. But Jameson Winston took over, and I wouldn't have given him much of a chance against Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and co. But he himself, Nick Chubb, and the offense, they more than deservedly won the game. They beat the Ravens. The Ravens looked flat. Lamar looked flat. They all looked flat. They made mistakes, and the Browns capitalized, and the Browns got the win. So well done, the Browns. Then we had the Tennessee Titans at the Detroit Lions. Now, we beat the Titans last week. We started off poorly, but we got into the game and we kicked on and we won fairly handily. Well, it was 14-all at one stage, and then the Detroit Lions just kicked into overdrive and they won 52-14. The Titans now are competing with the Panthers for number one pick next year, and the Detroit Lions look to be one of the best teams in the NFL at the minute. So it'll be interesting to see can they continue it on. Jared Goff is playing brilliant. Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like the offense is really clicking. The defense, they're not missing Aiden Hutchinson or another, and they're looking for a trade for someone to replace him for the season. So it'll be interesting to see will they get somebody. But they will have tougher jobs ahead and tougher nights ahead when as the games come by. But it was a good win for them, and they're happy. And well done, Detroit. Now the next game is a game I do want to talk about for different reasons, two different reasons. Well, a few. The Texans hosted the Colts. It was a divisional game. Now the Texans won 23-20. It was enjoyable from what I've seen on Red Zone. It was to and fro, and both teams could have won. But there was two things outstanding from the game. A, Stephon Diggs, he's out for the season, which I think is an ACL injury. Now, as people know, I'm not sorry Stephon Diggs has gone down to Houston or gone anywhere else in the Buffalo Bills, but I don't wish injury on anybody. So I hope Stephon recovers quickly and gets back in the field as soon as possible. I wouldn't wish injury on any player. That's not the thing I want to talk about, though. The thing I want to talk about has been highlighted by numerous newses around the world, sports news around the world, podcasts, but it's Anthony Richardson tapping out at a third and goal when the game was in the balance because he wasn't able to. He was tired. My God, man. I played Gaelic football. I didn't play at a high level, but I was fit. And I'd never tap out. If I was getting bet up a stick or not, I wouldn't tap out. You play for your team. This is the leader of the team. Apparently, the quarterback is the leader of the team. And I like the Indianapolis Colts, and I like Anthony Richardson. But if that's your way of leading, boy, you won't belong in the NFL. Joe Flacco hasn't tapped out. You don't see other quarterbacks tap out. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Purdy, they don't tap out. You're 22 years of age. It's your job to be fit enough, lead, lead. And I've seen now that Anthony Richardson has been benched for next week's game, and Joe Flacco will start, and I think that's right. He needs to look at himself. He's a young man. He's a big future ahead of him if he wants it, and tapping out in a big game, a divisional game, when the game is in the balance and you're third and goal because you made a run and you're tired, get fitter, man. You're getting well paid. You will be well paid. You'll be paid more than in a season than I will in my life. Man up. But that's what I want to say now. End of story. I'm not a Colts fan, but I know Colts fans and they're good people and I'm sorry for them. The next game then was the Packers or the Jaguars. The Packers won 30-27 with a last-second field goal. It was an exciting game. Jordan Love got injured. He has a groin injury, but they don't know how serious it is yet. Malik Willis came in and he didn't miss a beat. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, they did okay. This was a tough game. I wouldn't have fancied them to win it anyway, even before their rough patch. But there's awful pressure on Trevor Lawrence now and Doug Peterson, and who knows what the future holds there in Jacksonville. Then we had a cracker in Miami where the Cardinals beat the Dolphins 28-27. Now, I know they're a divisional rival, but I, as I said, don't see anyone get hurt. I see Tua was back. Now, Tua meant their offense totally different, and they made a game with the Cardinals. I'll talk about the Cardinals in a second. We are playing the Dolphins this weekend, and I wish Tua nothing but health, and I wish he would retire. But while he's playing, I hope he does not suffer any injury, especially like that ever again, because I do not want to see any player carried off, not being able to walk, move, the way he froze up the last time by just running into a man. I worry for him. This is the human side. This is not the sports side, and I worry for him. And I just don't want to see him get hurt. But it's his decision, and it's the Dolphins' decision, so they have to live with it. On the Cardinals side, Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are really clicking. They're really getting into the game. James Conner, Trey McBride. James Conner as a running back is finding his feet and is improving, and the Cardinals are improving every week. And they're a team that may sneak into the wild card in the NFC if they continue on the way they're going. Kyler has really surprised me this year, and I'm delighted because he has a wonderful talent, and it's just time now he puts it into the NFL. Then this is to me, it's not a bigger shock, but it's a shock than the Browns beating the Ravens. But the Patriots beat the Jets. And why it's a big shock, but not the biggest shock, is the Ravens were on form. The Jets, I had them tipped to win. I think everyone had. Drake May got hurt. Jacoby Brissett came in. Jacoby Brissett beat Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots beat the Jets. They were hungrier. They wanted it more. And even though they're both at the bottom of the division and both will be looking for a number one pick probably next year, the difference is Jared Mayo is building a team. It's going to be a slow process, but the Patriots are building. The New York Jets went in through money, draft picks, everything at getting a team. That's not a team. They got individuals. And when the going gets tough, well, they don't want to get going. And it starts with Aaron Rodgers, and it runs all the way through. And it starts with their new head coach. It starts with their owner. It starts with the head guys in that team. But it's on the field. It starts with Aaron Rodgers. And I'm a man I'm older than Aaron Rodgers, and I know when your body starts slowing down, you have to accept it. And Aaron Rodgers didn't want to accept it and thought he was the man. Now, I don't know if Robert Saleh was the right man or not for the Jets, but they got rid of him, and it ain't working. And they're 2-6, and they're bottom of the AFC East. Now, maybe they think if they turn the table upside down, they're top, but they won't be getting top this year. And I don't know will Aaron Rodgers be there next year because he's apparently injured this week. They don't know how serious it is, but it's an ankle, hamstring, and a knee injury that they're looking at. Now, whether this is true or not, or whether it's just smoke to cover up the problems, apparently it happened in the Pittsburgh game. So the Jets, to me, are a mess. They look to be ran as a mess from start to finish, from the top down. They let a player come in and give them all the power they wanted, and not a Tom Brady, not a player that's in his prime. but a player that Green Bay Packers couldn't wait to get rid of. If they thought there was a Super Bowl in Aaron Rodgers, do you think they'd give him to the Jets? Not in a million years. So that's my 2 cents. So the Jets lost. They're 2-6. The Patriots won. They're 2-6. Then we had the Falcons at the Buccaneers. The Falcons lost to Seattle the week before at home. They're in their games. They could be 7 or 8-0. Excuse me, they're 5-3 now, so they could be 8-0 because all their games have been tight. But they've won a few and lost a few. Kirk Cousins and Cole played very well. Pitts played well. London played well. Bijan Robinson played well. The Buccaneers did all right too, but they're missing Godwin and Baker threw a couple of interceptions, one or two. One of them was bad. But my favourite play of the game was Kirk Cousins to Bijan Robinson. He ran to the goal line. He stopped just as the Tampa defender was lunging at him. He let him lunge past, and then he just walked in over. And I just thought that was just a classy move. Classy move. Very enjoyable. The Falcons now are 5-3. The Buccaneers are 4-4. That division is still wide open, but I think they're two better teams than they were last year. I think Kirk Cousins done a great job at Atlanta, especially when Michael Penix is there waiting in the wings to get in. He's really leading the team behind the scenes. You can see he's enjoying things. They're enjoying the time with him. So I'm delighted for Kirk, and I hope it continues. And well done, the Falcons. Now, the next game was a shocker as well. The Bengals hosted the Eagles. Now, these are two good teams, don't get me wrong, but the Bengals season is basically on life support now because they're 3-5. The Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, they just destroyed the Bengals, and they won 37-17. Joey Burrow, Joey B, is okay. He's not doing great, but he's not playing like Joey B used to. And Chase and Higgins aren't getting into the game as much, and they're struggling. And I think another loss will end their season because the Steelers are 6-2 and the Ravens are 5-3, and they're 3-5. The Steelers are playing well. The Ravens won't lose many more games in the regular season, so they can't afford to go to 3-6 or anything in 6, or they'll be gone. So it's life support for the Bengals. As for the Eagles, they're 5-2 now. Sirianni, the pressure will come off him a bit, but he's still second in the division. They're chasing down Washington, so that'll be fun to see what happens there in the future weeks. But the pressure is off him a little bit. The fans might still hate him, but they're still happy he's there. Then we had the New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Chargers. Herbert played well. The Chargers played well. The Saints are missing a quarterback, and their season's over. They're now 2-6. They were 2-0. Things looked very good for Dennis Smith and his team, but they're over. Jim Harbaugh is now 4-3, so they are ticking along nicely. A wild card is the best hope for them between themselves and the Broncos because they're not going to catch Kansas, but at least they're improving and they're going the right way. Then we had the Bills at the Seahawks. So the Bills won 31-10. It was I thought it'd be a way harder game than what it was. I didn't think there'd be that much of a gap in the scoreline. I did think we'd win, but I didn't think it'd be 31-10. I didn't think it'd be as easily as it was. But in all fairness, our defense started the game well, played well. Our offense started the game well, played well. Josh Allen to Keon Coleman touchdown is as good a touchdown as I've seen in the NFL. The way he caught it for a rookie. And the thing is, and I'll talk about the Hail Mary in a few minutes with Jaden Daniels, and rightly so. It was a brilliant play. But Keon Coleman's catch is up there with that. And they're not highlighting as much there as they should be. So hats off to touch the hat to Keon Coleman because that catch was amazing. He had a brilliant game. Josh Allen had a brilliant game. Now, he did throw his first interception of the season after 8 game weeks. That is a very serious thing. They'll be writing him off now. Not. He was awesome. Josh Allen for me is MVP. Josh Allen for me is the best quarterback in the league. I don't know Mahomes has the rings, but Josh Allen is my man. And He had 2 touchdowns, 283 yards. He had 27 or 25 yards rushing. Like, uh, Josh Allen is the best in the story, and he's getting a team now that will live with that, bringing it up to that, and make him better. He'll make them better. And as a Buffalo Bills fan, whether this year be it or next year, we're going to be up there and there or thereabouts in the next 2 3 seasons, and it's coming. I know it's coming. It's coming. Other players that played well was James Cook, scored 2 touchdowns, had 17 attempts, 111 yards. Um, Kahil Shakir, 9 out of 10 receptions. Like, this guy is awesome. 107 yards. Just plays brilliantly. Keon Coleman, 5 out of 7, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, and an amazing catch. Dalton Kincaid, 4 from 7, 31 yards, 1 touchdown, but the touchdown has mattered. Dawson Knox, 2 from 2, 50 yards. Great to see Dawson back. I love Dawson. He's brilliant. Interception was Austin Johnson, and we had 1 sack, Javon Solomon. But our defense played awesome. Tyler Bass played well. Sam Martin, what he had to do, he did okay. Like, it was a very good team performance. It's far from perfect, but it was good. The Seahawks in the other half did miss DK Metcalf. Geno Smith, they were a bit shocked. And one thing I took from the game was, afterwards, the comments about the fans. Geno Smith has said he thought they were the away team. The Bills Mafia took over. The Seahawks fans, the 12th man, disappeared in the fourth quarter. And it's great to hear Sean McDermott praise the fans, Josh Allen praise the fans, and that's brilliant. But what's even better to hear is when you hear the opposition praise the fans. It really means a lot. So well done, Bills Mafia. Now we go to the Chicago Bears versus the Commanders, the Hail Mary game. It was built up as the rookies, the battle of the rookies, 1 and 2, Caleb Williams and Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels, for me, is the best, better of the two, better man. His team, he got the win. The way he was so mature for that last play, didn't panic, didn't rush, got into position, fired the ball. Now, defensive back Tariq Stevenson has a lot to answer for because he switched off. He thought the game was over. He was 4 seconds. The play was 4 seconds long before he actually started to play, and then he went in and tapped the ball down to Noah Brown, and Noah Brown will not get an easier touchdown, but it was an important touchdown, and the Commanders won 18 points to 15. The Commanders are 6 and 2. They're flying in the NFC East. I think it's between them and the Eagles for that division. The Eagles probably will be favourites because they have more experience, but if Jaden Daniels can continue this, anything can happen. Then we had the Panthers at the Broncos. Bryce Young played. He scored a touchdown on his first drive. It looked good. The Broncos won 28-14. Enough said. Bo Nix played well. The Broncos played well. The Panthers are just, I don't know, they're getting number 1 picks all the time, and what are they going to do with them? Who knows? Then we had the Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs are 7 and 0 now. They beat the Raiders 27-20. It wasn't epic by them, but they got the job done. The Raiders did put it up, at least to put a battle, but when they got down to the goal line, they never looked like crossing it when they needed to. The Raiders season is over. They're 2 and 6. They'll be bottom of that division, and the Chiefs are 7 and 0, and they're going to be top of that division in the story. Then on Sunday night, we had the Cowboys against the 49ers. Big divisional game in the NFC. 49ers won. Brock Purdy and co did the job. Dak Prescott didn't have a great game, but I see a lot of people blame Dak Prescott and the players for the way they are. Yes, they're partly to blame, and Dak Prescott is partly to blame, but the blame starts at Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones can shut people up when he wants. He's got the power, he's got the money, fair play to him, whatever he wants. But the bottom line is their team sucks, and it sucks from the top down. And whatever rot is in there, unless Jerry Jones looks at himself and cleans that out, and then cleans out below, you can get any head coach you want. They have Mike McCarthy, a former Super Bowl winner with the Packers, and he can't get it done. They've paid Dak Prescott huge money. He can't get it done. CeeDee Lamb can't get it done. Their didn't improve in the team where they needed to improve. They didn't get a run back when they needed one. And the biggest thing is Derrick Henry was there, wanting to go to Dallas, a Dallas boy, wanting to go there. No, they let him go. They made out they don't need him. Well, Jerry, you need to look in the mirror. That's all I'm going to say. The 49ers are now 4-4. The Cowboys are 3-4. And if the Cowboys don't get their act together and their next 4 games look very tough, their season's over. And then Jerry Jones will have to look in the mirror. And then our final game was Monday night, was the Giants at the Steelers. The Giants didn't play too bad. They lost 18-26. The Steelers are 6-2. Russell Wilson is playing well. They're on a bye week this week, so I'll give him more time to get ready. I'm surprised Russell is playing as good as he is, but it's 2 games, so we'll give him another bit of time because Justin Fields there got a few games and he didn't set the world alight, but he didn't do a lot wrong. But Russell is trying things and they're a bit more exciting. But their defense, TJ Watt is playing awesome and their defense is what's getting them the wins and it's helping them get the wins and they got the win at the weekend. So that's the week 8 games reviewed. Out of my picks, I got 11 correct and 5 incorrect, so it's not too bad. I'm happy with that. And we'll talk about week 9's fixtures on Thursday night video. Now, I was just looking at a couple of things before I go. So I was looking at the passing touchdowns from quarterbacks so far this year and who are the top players in it. And surprisingly, Baker Mayfield is number 1. Now, he's playing very well, don't get me wrong, but he's got 21. That's not the surprise. The 21 is a very good number, Baker, and well done. The surprise is how far number 2 is behind him. And that's Lamar Jackson on 17. And the Ravens are well, bar last Sunday, were flying. Then you have Joey Burrow has 15. Jordan Love has 15. And then you have Josh Allen 14, Kirk Cousins 14, and Sam Darnold 14. So I'm surprised Baker's up there on his own. I thought Lamar would be closer, Joe Burrow would be closer, and even Josh would be closer. But we're running the ball a lot more and scoring touchdowns, but in a different way, where the Buccaneers are more of a pass-orientated offense. Who isn't there is Mahomes. Who isn't there is Purdy, the 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks last year. So it's interesting that their game, both teams are on different paths. One is winning and losing, and one is just constantly winning, but they're not. Their quarterbacks aren't up there with the amount of touchdowns that the likes of Baker or Lamar or Joey Burrow or Josh Allen has. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is just something different. I've decided to do my top 5 offenses, quarterback and co so far this season. So number 5 offense for me that I enjoy watching is the Arizona Cardinals. And you have Kyler Murray, who is really improved. Marvin Harrison Jr., who had an awesome game last weekend. Absolutely brilliant. And he's getting better at every game. You have James Conner and Trey McBride and co. And they are a team that may make the playoffs. And if they do, the way they have turned it around, it's a credit to them. And we'll see how it goes. But they're exciting to watch, and I enjoy watching them. Number 4 is the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. There's more, but them guys, they were very excitable. They've been exciting all year. And again, last Sunday, as I said, the Bijan Robinson touchdown was one of my favorite touchdowns with Keon Coleman's and the Hail Mary from last weekend. The way he just stopped on the line, let the defender go for the tackle pass, and then just walked in. For a young man, it was brilliant. Number 3 is the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Bateman. They're loaded. They're also playing brilliant football up to last Sunday. Now we'll see, can they rebound this weekend? But up to last Sunday, they were playing awesome stuff. So, and they're enjoyable to watch. Number 2 is the Washington Commanders. Again, like the Arizona Cardinals, Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson, Noah Brown, Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, they leave you sitting on the edge of your seat, but it's enjoyable and they're not afraid. And Caleb Williams is kind of hesitant in certain things, and what he does, Jaden Daniels isn't. He just goes for it. And that's what's brilliant about him. And that's what I really enjoy. And then number one is the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper now, Cahill Shakir, Dawson Knox, um, Ray Davis. They're there. They're all there. This is just the enjoyment from the offense. And when we click, we're as good as any team there. And we've clicked a lot this year. We've had a few stuttery spots. The first quarter against the Titans was awful. Bad game against the Ravens. But you're going to have them. And we're a team that's improving, and we're a team that's growing every week. So it's just brilliant that we are there. I enjoy watching them. Every game that's on, I'm watching. Whether it be the middle of the night or early in the evening, I have it on. And I don't want to turn it off because anything can happen. And with the offensive line and the offense, I mean, you've got Josh Allen, the sky's the limit. So there are my thoughts on my top 5 offense so far this season. And I'll do it again closer to the end of the season, just see is there any changes or has any team stepped up. So that's my video for today. I do apologize that I didn't get up last night. I'm confident now the technicalities are fixed and technical issues, and we can upload it. And I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please subscribe, like, and comment. I love hearing comments and see what people think. I don't mind if it's a different opinion to me. That's brilliant because I like a bit of banter. You can also follow me on social media. All my social medias are going along the bottom there. You can see Instagram and Facebook is at The Irish Bills Mafia. YouTube is The Irish Bills Mafia. And X/Twitter is Bills_Irish. Please connect. The whole point to do this is for connection with people and make friends. And it doesn't matter what team you support, we'll have a bit of banter anyway. It's all a bit of fun. So until tomorrow night now, or Thursday night, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a happy, safe, and healthy day and days. And as always, my friends, stay safe, stay happy, stay together, and go Bills.